Welcome back to the office. Today we are going to do something with this ugly lighting strip that we just have taped on the wall. We're going to make a fixture for it and get it all mounted more permanently so it actually looks good and it doesn't keep falling down because the tape.
Welcome to Warped Legacy. So here we are out in the shop. We've got these pieces of wood that used to be 2x4s or something like that. We cut them real thin for another project. These are just leftovers. So I'm going to take one of these and use it for the fixture. Gonna need a hammer, drill bits. I need that, but I don't have a hand to grab it right now because my hand is holding the camera. Now these lights are a fairly new addition to this setup because my new camera needs a lot more light than my old camera needed. I'm going to unplug the new lights and just put it back to my old lighting. You'll see the difference. Now the ones that are taped to the wall right now already have a place out in the shop that they're going to go. So I have another full roll because this is only a half a roll. Half the roll is already out in the shop. So I have another full roll that I'm going to stick on that piece of wood that I just brought in. Now these are 5 meters, which is about 16.5 feet. And I got about a 6-foot space up here. And if I cut this into 3 pieces, each piece will be about 5.5 foot. So I'm going to cut I'm going to cut this piece to 6 foot. We'll start getting to work. This is seriously like my favorite tool that I own. Now I'm gonna take this outside and zip it off. It's cold out here and I need a real tripod. The only tripod I have is like six inches tall, so you get a little perspective. 6 foot had to be right through a knot. Now I decided it's cold outside and I'm not gonna make enough sawdust for it to really matter, so I'm just gonna drill the holes in here. Now these strips are set up so you can cut them after every 3 LEDs. So every time you see a mark here, that's where you can cut it. So I'm going to measure this out into 3 pieces. Should be about 5.5 feet, but I'll stretch the whole thing out and get more exact. We'll cut her up and we'll start laying her down. So 5'6" is right there. And this is the middle of the other piece. Now, since I cut it up, I got to do some wiring. It comes with these things that you're supposed to use to, if you want to make a corner, you clip those there and then you put the strip in here to make it an angle. But I don't need these. But I am going to use these for something else, sort of like what they were designed for. What they are is just a couple of metal strips inside this, and this clips down onto them. So on the one side, I just stuck the wires in here and clip down onto those wires, and now they're making contact, so now I can use this to connect one strip to other strips. I'm sure these things are great for what they're designed for, but not for this. So I'm just going to get it all set up, taped up. I'll only have one strip working right now, but afterwards I'll just actually solder the connections together. That'll be easier I would have done it that way in the first place. I just don't have any solder right now. Well, actually, I probably do. I just have absolutely no idea where it is, because you buy solder and then you use it once and it tends to disappear on you when you don't use it regularly. This should be about 6 inches longer than the strips, so we're going to measure 3 inches from the end. And that'll be where we start our LEDs. I'm going to start with the top strip and keep it right up at the edge, and then do the middle strip right up against that one, and then the next one. And these come with self-adhesive. Just peel it off, and that's sticky. I could have made this so much easier for myself. Let's see if I can get it off. Alright, now there was a good reason I did that. I'm hoping that sticks. Doesn't always stick forever the first time you use it, let alone if you tear it off and do it again. I'll tell you what the reason here is here in just a minute. Right, so originally, when I set these up, I had it so all the positives were on the top and all the negatives were on the bottom. And I was going to come to the end and solder that there and connect top to top, top to top, bottom to bottom, bottom to bottom. I was going to use wires to go around and connect them. Doing it this way, now I got positive next to positive and negative next to negative, and all I need to do is anywhere along the whole strip put some solder and connect this to this and connect this to this, and that makes one half of the wiring that I have to do so much simpler. I still somehow have to get from here to here and from here to here, but there's less that I have to do. Now I'm gonna search and see if I can find some solder somewhere. I forgot about this little kit. I found this. It has a little torch here. You attach the soldering tip. I have a little bit of solder, a sponge, got some flux. This is gonna be easy. Well, some of this will be easy. I've never tried to solder through a camera before. So we'll see how this goes. This thing goes on here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Sorry, it won't focus this close. Little built-in stand. Well, that's heating up. I'm gonna get a dab of flux. Put that there. Another dab over here. Looks like that's pretty darn hot already. It's gonna be just a big old blob of solder because it doesn't want to come across. There's that one. Meter out and make sure we have continuity over here now. Sweet. Sweet. It's ugly, but it works. Some flux there. All right, now I'll come over here. Positive, so. Not connected to negative, not connected to negative, negative. All right. Now comes the real test. Let's plug it in. Wow! That's a bright light. Now, out of this whole thing, this is the most likely to ever peel up and come off. If I had some hot glue or some silicone, I'd just cover all of this with silicone and let it, and that way it would hold this in place. But I don't. But I do have some super glue, so I'm just going to take that and glue this down, kind of like that, and just glue that in place there. Okay. I don't think that looks half bad. Alright, now I gotta get this one off the wall. And since it's been falling off the wall by itself, now that I want it down, it's probably gonna be ridiculously hard to get down. Or it'll just come like that. Alright. Well, I got her mounted. She is super bright. But I was climbing up on my desk. I tried to film all the whole thing, but for some reason the camera shut off. So it's up. Wow, it's bright. Let's go test it on the other camera. Wow, that is so bright. I might have to go adjust some camera settings. And the exposure down a bit. That's too much. Maybe? I don't know. I'll go mess with it later. And this is just the light on the wall. I don't have my tea light over here on. I'll go see if that makes any difference. I don't know if it made any difference because no, I keep looking at the screen instead of the camera because wow, that is bright. All I did was put 2 nails in the wall, 1 on each end, and that holds up the strip that I put up there. It's what I needed the hammer for. I love LED strips. They are so easy to work with, and they are so bright, and they're cheap. This strip costs like about $10, and that was from Amazon. And if you get on eBay and order them from China, you can get them for like $5 a strip. You need like a $10 power adapter to change it to 12 volt DC, but $20 for this kind of lighting, it's pretty good. Thank you for visiting Warp Legacy. If you like this video, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the bells for notifications. And if you like what we're doing here at Warp Legacy, head on over to our Patreon page and show us some support there. Till next time, I'm Twan. Go define your legacy. Seriously, look at the difference that light makes. That's the light on, that's the light off. It's like dark in here. Don't look directly at the light. Oh, I just see a bunch of dots now.